Good evening and welcome to our Blue Christmas Vespers service, and welcome to the First Unitarian Society of Milwaukee. I'm Reverend Dina McFeeters, honored to serve as your associate minister here and to hold this space for us and with us tonight. Welcome to those watching online and everyone here in the room together. If you are watching online, you may want to find a candle and some matches to use during candle lighting ritual a bit later in the service. The opening words are called "Lay It Down" by Joan Javier Duval. Here is where you can lay it down. Lay down all that you have carried, the weight of the world that has rounded your back, leaving you aching and exhausted. Here is where healing begins, where burdens are set down, and alongside one another's, their magnitude does not seem as great. Here is where the door is thrown open, and the light can lift away the shadows, and what was hidden can now be seen. Here is where you can rest, where nothing is expected, but that you bring all of who you are into the presence of the holy and in the presence of this loving community. Henry Wadsworth Longfellow wrote, "The holiest of all holidays are those kept by ourselves in silence and apart, the secret anniversaries of the heart." Tonight's Blue Vespers service is a sanctuary for those who struggle to find joy in the holiday season because we are grieving, under financial stress, estranged from family, or otherwise not matching the picture-perfect images that we see everywhere leading up to Christmas. Here we can bring our tired bodies and our world-weary souls. Compassion we feel for the suffering in the world, we can set it down, at least for a moment. Blue Vespers is a space carved out of time where it's okay to release that compulsory happiness of the season, to allow our sadness to surface, to resist the transactional nature of gift-giving and focus on the inner gifts of silence and stillness, wonder, and the holy anniversaries of the heart. Will you join me in singing hymn number 55, Dark of Winter, and rise in body or spirit if you feel so moved.
My name is Steve Seek, and I'm honored to serve as your ministerial intern. I invite you into a time of spoken meditation and shared silence, where we can settle into the quiet, into the heart space, where we carry our weariness, our sorrow, our struggle against despair, where the absence of someone we hold dear looms large. Here, we can lay it down. I invite you to find a way to center and ground yourself, however that works for you. Perhaps the soles of your feet rest on the floor. Maybe you take some slow, deep breaths and let the comfort of silence hold you. After the spoken meditation and shared silence, you're welcome to stay seated and sing Spirit of Life, hymn number 123, or just let the music wash over you. Please join me now in a spirit of meditation. Spirit of love, be present with us in the quiet of this hour. We come today feeling as if the garments of our hearts are threadbare and frayed. The Spirit of love, weave through us. Help us to honor the torn places and to wait for the mending. Help us to see the presence of love's stitching. Help us to find our place in the universal garment. Let us hold the mystery of our lives in the reverence of silence.
This reading is called The Cure for Sorrow by Jan Richardson. Because I do not know any medicine for grief, but to let ourselves grieve. Because I do not know any cure for sorrow, but to let ourselves sorrow. Because I do not know any remedy, but to let the heart break, to let it fall open. Then let it fall open still more. Because I do not know how to mend the unmendable, unfixable, unhealable wound that keeps finding itself healed as we tend it, as we follow the line of it, as we let it lead us on the path that it knows. Because I do not know any solace, but to give ourselves into the love that will never cease to find us, that will never lose its hold on us, that will never abandon us to the sorrow for which it holds the cure.
The winter holidays bring many layers of stress among the beauty and joy that we hope to find. Sadness, worry, stress, fatigue, feeling blue, these are normal reactions to holidays that are fraught with unrealistic expectations and societally imposed pressures. These days are short and cloudy. These nights are long and dark. We feel within us a seasonal call to rest. And we dream of brighter days ahead. I'm so grateful that you are here in this beautiful sanctuary tonight or watching online. Even though we might not speak or even share eye contact in this moment, our shared presence is healing. I invite you to be gentle with yourself tonight. Allow some spaciousness to enter your heart and soul. Listen now to your own heart. Listen for what and who you have lost. Listen for your hopes and fears. Invite into your mind the names of the people and the places that you hold dear. Allow the hopes you have for the future to float into view. When you are ready, when you're ready, please come forward to light a candle at the tables in the front of the sanctuary or behind the back pew or in your home. While the candles are lit, let the music come into your awareness like a balm, like a breath, like a trusted friend. A reading from the writings of Rainer Maria Rilke. You have had many and great sadnesses, but please consider whether these great sadnesses have not gone right to the center of yourself, whether much in you has not altered, whether you have not somewhere at some point of your being undergone a change while you were sad. For our sadnesses are the moments when something new has entered into us, something unknown. Our feelings grow mute in the perplexity. Everything in us withdraws, a stillness comes, and the new, which no one knows, stands in the midst of it and is silent.
As we prepare to leave our time together this evening, I invite you to feel free to stay in the sanctuary as long as you like. After the music ends, just please observe a peaceful silence for those who wish to stay. Leave quietly when you depart and save conversations for the bright, cold air outside. May the peace of this place and time go with you. Go with you into the nights and the days ahead. And may the light that we kindled here shine in our hearts always. The closing words are called "This Brightness That You Bear" by Jan Richardson. This blessing hardly knows what to say, speechless as it is, not simply from grief, but from gratitude. The gratitude that has come with it, the thankfulness that sits among the sorrow and can barely begin to tell you what it means not to be alone. This blessing knows the distances that you have traveled, the distances you crossed in person, in prayer, to enter into days of waiting, nights of long vigil. It knows the paths that you traveled to be here in the dark. Even in the shadows, this blessing sees more than it can say and has simply come to show you the light that you have given, not to return it to you, not to reflect it back to you, but only to ask you to open your eyes and see the grace of it, the gift that shines in this brightness that you bear. May it be so, and blessed be.